All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you know who it is. Yours truly, Dr. Mike, back again. Once again with another classic, classic live stream for that ass today. I sincerely hope everybody is having a blessed day. Dr. Mike is having a great day, great morning. Had to get my mind right, got my game tight. So I'm ready to come back at it like a crack addict and give you guys one of the better shows that I've done in a long time. Okay. So without further ado, let's do the official time check. 10 a.m. Philippine time. That makes it about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. That makes it about 8 p.m. to everybody repping that Central. And then, of course, for everybody over there on that West Coast, that makes it about 6 in the p.m. And I sincerely hope that everybody's having a blessed day. And anybody who watches me in any other part of the world, please feel free to let me know where you are reporting live from or where you are tuning in from so that I can make sure that I give you the shout out that you so rightfully deserve. Now, without further ado, I plan on ripping this one off like a band-aid, like I know I should be doing at all times. Again, the title of tonight's live stream, get the likes up on this one because y'all gonna have some fun with this one. Failed relationships with Filipinas, your fault or hers. I repeat, failed relationships with Filipinas, her fault or is it your fault? All right. Now, you know how Dr. Mike does. I like to get my little monologue out the way, and then I'm going to go ahead and run to the chat. But like I said, I appreciate all of you guys coming through and spending just a little bit of time with the good doctor this day. All right. If you ask me, and I felt like this is the way that it should always be since the beginning of time, but I am a firm believer that the foreigner should always be the one to dictate the relationship between them and a Filipina. I repeat, foreigners should always be the one dictating the relationship between themselves and Filipinas. All right? Because the way that I see it is like this. When things go bad, it's on you. Period. If things go bad in a relationship, 9 times out of 10, it's on you. And if things go good, we should definitely be the ones to accept credit. All right? But I know deep down inside, that is not how the majority thinks. Okay? The majority have the ideology that if the relationship fails, it ain't nothing but the girl's fault. And that is a sad fact. Nobody, as far as the foreigners are concerned, never want to accept any blame that the relationship may have fallen apart based off of something they did. It's very rare that a foreigner is willing to accept the fact that, you know what, maybe it was me that fucked up in the relationship. Maybe I shouldn't have been trying to fuck every girl in Davao City or every girl in the Philippines. Maybe, just maybe, if I focus more on my relationship than I did with trying to hook up with bar girls and things like that, maybe my relationship might have worked out. Had I done a better job at hiding the fact that I had other girls in my phone and my girl went through it and she happened to see all of them, maybe my relationship might have worked out. Had I done a better job of being present in my relationship, maybe the relationship would have worked out. Again, goes back to everything that I said just in the beginning. I feel like foreigners should dictate the relationship. That way, if things go bad, you can only blame yourself. And if things go good, you can take credit for it. Now, what do I mean by dictating the relationship? Um, you have to set the pace, man. You have to let your woman know what is acceptable to you and what is unacceptable to you. And she has the right to either abide by your rules or she can go. It's that simple. You understand? She can either accept the way that you are as a man or she can go. Now, let me be honest. This doesn't mean that you can't adjust and change your ways. I'm not saying to be a stubborn dick and just be an asshole to your girl all the time if that's who you truly are. But what I'm saying is you need to dictate the relationship. She has to know what it is that you like, what you are willing to accept and what you are not willing to accept. That's what I mean by dictating the relationship. be a nice, genuine person, but let her know that things that you don't like, let her know straight up, this isn't for me. This isn't going to work out. I don't like this. I don't like behavior. I don't like what you're doing. I don't appreciate it. At least if you're honest with her, she can either adjust or she can move on, or you can move on. Either way. That's what I mean in the general senses of, being able to dictate the relationship. All right. But again, like I said, man, this is not how the majority thinks. All right. And to be honest with you, I got to ask you guys a question. And after I ask this question, I'm going to go to the chat, and then we'll elaborate a little bit more as we go on through this particular live stream. But let me ask you guys a quick question. How many of you guys actually had the chance to see the reaction video I did between the MGTOW guy and the girl that was laying on the bed playing with her phone and ignoring the guy? I really want to use this as the prime fucking example of what I'm trying to say. And what I will ask you is this. For those that actually saw the video, I want to know, do you believe that the way this man was acting and the way that the situation presented itself as it did in that particular video, do you believe that he was justified, aka he was right in the situation, or do you feel like he was wrong in the situation in the way that he was talking to her and things of that nature? And then we can get into the details of it a little bit later. Of we can only speculate because, again, guys, we're not in the relationship, but from the outside looking in, you can almost tell where things probably went wrong in the relationship. He was kind of airing out their dirty laundry. But again, that's the question that I want answered. And then we'll go ahead and, elaborate from there. But do you guys believe that it was the girl's fault or the guy's fault? Many of you did answer in the comment section of that particular video. But again, I'm going to give you a chance to answer that as we speak. And then, we can go ahead and go from there. But as you guys are answering that particular question, everybody who's coming in, I appreciate all of you guys coming in and showing some love to the good doctor today. Actually, what I'm going to be looking forward from you guys is just to answer that particular question. And then we can elaborate on whether you believe that when a relationship fails, whose fault you believe it is. You believe it's your fault as the foreigner, or do you believe it's the Filipinas' fault? Okay. And we'll get into that as well as the live stream develops. But again, appreciate all of you guys coming through. I see we got about 19 individuals watching. I appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. It sucks because I can't really keep up with my my attendance counter. I like to take roll because I have this thing on my laptop that's blocking my view count. So, not my view count, but my people who are watching me. So it's really getting on my damn nerves. So I can only go off of what I see on the phone. All right. So like I said, man, I appreciate all of you guys coming through, but I do want the answer. For those that watched the video of that MGTOW guy that I posted, do you believe it was his fault or do you believe it was her fault? Maybe, I don't know. I just want to see where your mind is in that particular reference. So shouting out to my man, Cal Winston, my man, Lost the Nomad. I see you, Doug Smith. Appreciate you. Eyes on. I see you in the building. Lost the Nomad. Happy holidays to you, my friend. Oahu dude, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. I hope Angeles City is treating you well. My man, Andy the Virgo. I see you, player. Dante Will, what's going on, fam? Serge, I see you. My man Lost the Nomad says it's her fault. She lied about being married, dated for a couple of months, and Cebu left. Then her cousin spilled the beans about her being married. She is separated, but it's the Philippines, so married is still married. Okay, you outlined a very, very important situation. Now, in reference to lying and stuff like that, yeah, from that particular instance, if she lied, then I guess there's really nobody's fault and there's nobody else to blame but the person who actually lied, I guess. So yes, I see how you can say that, but in the general sense, if it just falls apart, not necessarily because of lies and secret marriages and shit, that's a whole deeper realm. That's a different layer in the onion that we have yet to peel back, but I'm glad you peeled that one back early. Yeah, in that particular instance, I can see and I can almost believe that every man will believe that it would be the female's fault if the relationship falls apart. My man Tim H. to the building. What's going on, Mr. Studio? Hey, what's going on, man? I'm glad you appreciate the subject. My man Reginald Graham was good with your player. I'm glad you appreciate what the good doctor has to put down. Reggie Coleman says, when I deal with the Filipina, I let her know what it is. It is my way or the highway. If she could deal with it, then she can move on, or I'll just give another Filipina a chance. All right. Owahudu says, put down the phone or no bone. That's funny. Azo says, Dr. Mike, can your girl do the Budos dance? No, thank God she doesn't. My man Serge says, he is wrong. That's his entire fault. Exactly. That's what I'm feeling. Right? That's what I'm feeling. And I'll tell you the reasons why I feel that that particular relationship seemed as if the way it was going down was more of his fault. I really believe that he wasn't really enforcing his rules in the relationship the way that he should have. Because if he was, then things like that would not be acceptable. I mean, how can you honestly allow your woman to just sit in bed with the floor and everything looking like a complete mess? You understand? And not really hold her accountable for anything. And you know what was funny? And I got to give love to Melissa A. Miss Melissa. I call her Melissa A, but it's just Melissa. Because she commented on that video and she said both of them need to put down the phone and clean up that damn house. And that's true. None of us really had anything to say about the guy holding the phone who was recording the video. You know, he was sitting there recording the video showing how bad things were instead of enforcing his rules like a man should. So, from the outside looking in, I get it. We're not 100% into the relationship, so we can only comment on what we see, but it really did look like he had already lost control of his relationship. And every man knows that once you lose control, it's over. You're not going to get it back. I will tell you this. Once you allow bad and negative behavior and habits to happen in a relationship, I promise you, you have already lost that relationship. Don't try to change it because you're not going to be able to crack the whip, for lack of a better term, once you've already been relaxed in the way that you've been in the relationship. Now, again, this doesn't mean that you have to be a complete asshole to your girl. That's not what this is all about. What I'm saying is, at best, let her be nice about it. I say the first time, be nice about it. You say, no, baby, I don't like that. I don't really appreciate things like that. I don't like that. So I'd like, don't do it again. You can be nice about it, but if she choose to do that shit again, then you need to be a little bit more forceful. I swear, you need to strike the fear of God in some of these women sometime to get them on the right path. Again, don't get abusive. Let's not go that far. But sometimes you need to strike the fear of God in some of them to let them know you ain't bullshitting, because sometimes that's what it takes. But again, in that particular situation, I didn't think that he had enough of a hold on her to do so. Now, again, we don't know how long they were together before they got married. We don't know the ins and outs, but from the outside looking in, he seemed like he didn't even have control even from the beginning. Just my personal opinion. But for those that are just tuning in, we're talking about the MGTOW video that I did a reaction on probably a few days ago, where the guy was arguing or yelling at his wife and telling her to clean up. And he was talking about how sorry she was, downing her and degrading her on a camera, as opposed to doing it offline, which is very important. Inviting people into how dysfunctional your relationship is for views, highly disappointing. And I don't know if he was doing it for views or not, but let's be honest, that shit disappointed me watching it. But that's all I gotta say about that. Mr. Storia says, I blame myself for 90% of my fails in the Philippines. A man has to blame himself. If shit goes wrong, man, it is not hard to think about where you went wrong and where you can improve. Let's keep it 100 with one another, man. I said somebody might be a little bit in their feelings over this shit, but let's be 100% real with one another. When a relationship fails, as far as a foreigner is concerned, look at yourself first, okay? Now, unless she cheated and had secret marriages like Lost to No Man said, that's a whole different story. Okay, like I said, that is a layer of the onion that's really deep. But on the surface area, everybody's single in the relationship, and the shit just didn't follow through, and it didn't work out the way you wanted to. Men, we have to look at ourselves. Foreigners, we have to look at ourselves first before we start pointing the finger and laying blame on everybody else, or laying blame on her, or oh, it was her family who tore us apart and all that bullshit. Look at yourself first. Think about what you did wrong first before you start pointing fingers. That's all I ever ask. And I think that us as men, only real men can actually sit there and say, yeah, you know what? I fucked up. Okay. Let's be honest. Only real men can say, yeah, I fucked up, or I know what I did wrong. But again, it doesn't let a woman off the hook. Let's keep it real. It doesn't let any of these women off the hook. At the end of the day, you just accept what you did wrong and you move on and you learn from it, and apply what you've learned into a new relationship. It's not hard. Ain't the end of the world. Sometimes shit don't work out. Trust me. I know I've been in some situations that really didn't work out the way that I thought it would. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. I know I fucked up. 9 times out of 10, yeah, it was me. I know how to apologize for it and move on. Like I said, I told you guys about how I used to be when I was younger. For those that caught that live stream, I will not repeat myself. But yeah, I've done some pretty sideways shit back in the day. But yeah, I think we do have to blame ourselves. That's all I'm saying. You got to look inward before you start pointing fingers. My man Ed in the building, what's going on, man? He said, I only tolerate that in an argument. I mean, yeah, in an argument, if you argue with your girl, sometimes everybody's side has to be heard. So yeah, in an argument, I can see how you could agree with that. He said the guy was totally to blame in that video. I do agree. Awahudu says, put down the text or me next. Put down the text and get no sex, probably. Philippines with John Doe, what's going on? He says he needed to shut his mouth and move back into mom's basement. Another vacation girlfriend failure. Okay. I want to say that's EKA or Ika. I do not know. Don't kill me for saying it wrong, but I appreciate you being here. Ed said if it was a temple sort of thing, I could understand a little. Okay. My man Quentin, what's going on, family? Appreciate you being here. John Doe says, by the way, where is Jerry? I do not know. Andy said it was her fault. Okay, Andy, what? Okay, what was the reason why you believe it was her fault? I would love to hear that one. My man Tim says he wasn't totally wrong from what I got. She had been dicking him around and he was more into, and was more into her call, not him or the child. So I can see where you guys are coming from. Yeah, she avoided him, but again, we have to go back to the beginning of time, like I've said before. As a man, it's your job to dictate the relationship. He didn't dictate the relationship at all. Even if he was, he wasn't doing it the right way. I mean, if you look at the situation, he was having a tempo moment and the girl was just chill. I was like, I've never seen a man throw a tantrum like that. You shouldn't have to. And then you guys heard him at the end of the video where he was like, your husband can't even get a kiss. And I haven't touched you in 4 months. Like, what? Come on, man. Now, things start to get a little bit shameful after that. But again, I don't want to focus too much on that. I just wanted to use that particular video as an example because it goes to show you what could potentially happen if you do not dictate the relationship from the beginning. Now, when I say dictate the relationship, I'm not saying be a complete asshole, be forceful with everything that you want, but just lay down the law. Say, you know what? This is what I like. And if this is something that you can't do, I understand it. I'll move on and find somebody else who can do it for me. Trust me. Here's what I've always noticed about women. And many guys know this, but for those that don't know this, get out your pen and your paper and take notes because class is in session for that ass. But here's what I know about women, especially Filipino women. Most of them already know that you can find another girl, but when you make it known to them that they are replaceable, that to me is when they start to act right. Let me repeat. When you let a woman know that she can be replaced, like if you say it to her literally, most of them already know. But when you make it known by voice, that's when people start to act right. That's when you see them start to tighten up a little bit. Tell her straight to her face. I'm like, you know what? This isn't really acceptable for me. And then if you do it again, I said, I'm just going to have to move on. Like, I'm just going to have to find somebody else. And you say it with a seriousness to where she actually starts taking you serious, then she'll start to act right. But I will tell you this. You better be a man of your word and you better have the balls to move on. Because if she F's up again, if she messes up again, doing the exact same thing that you told her that you didn't want her to do, you got to move on. Don't be no bitch and take her back saying, okay, I'll give you another chance. Nah, because then she lose respect for you after that. Understand this. You can't take them back. You'll lose all fucking respect if you do. That comes with any woman from any racial, any cultural background or whatever, man. A woman will lose respect for you if you take her back after she did something that you completely said that you would leave her for if she did again. All right. Make that one. Let me make that abundantly clear. You can't take her back. You have to move on. I don't care about all the begging, like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again. Because if you let her, if you accept that and you let her come back, she will do it again. Trust me. Trust me. It's a game that they play. It's a game that they play. And if you fall into that trap after you have been forewarned, all I can tell you is your next move is Simp City. That's just a quick way for me to say it. Terry Edwards, what's going on, fam? Awahudu says it's the beautiful bar girl's fault. She cheated on me 30 times last month. Is that at least one time out of the club per day in a month's period? Oh man, John Doe doing Christmas shopping, man. That's what's up. I'm glad that you were able to make some time to join the live show. My man, the greatest idea. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. John Doe says the situation wasn't a one-off incident. This has been going on from day one. The guy's a wimp and a simp. Yeah, if he's having those particular reactions to the situation, it did seem like this was something that is ongoing, something that he didn't check or correct. That's what it is. It's all about checking, all about correcting. All right? Check and correct. That is the motto of the day. Men, learn to check, learn to correct. My man Jeffrey G says he allowed stuff before making that video, and things got to be too much. I agree. My man Cal says once you lose respect, you are almost never getting it back. Very true. My man Reginald says the ground rules need to be set and discussed from the beginning. I agree totally. You got to, man. You got to put a woman in her place. And I'm not talking about be a dick about it. I mean, but you have to let her know what is acceptable and what is not. Because if she can't really follow what you are about, if she can't really get down with that program, then she'll know that I can't do this. So I should just look for something else before feelings and all that shit start to take over. You know how I go. Cal Winston says, so might as well move on. Very true. My man John Doe says only an Olympic class will let a Filipino act like that. Very true. It's definitely very few people that I know, especially in this chat, that would allow a woman to treat them the way that they are. But then again, like I said, failed relationships with Filipinas, is it more your fault or more hers? Like I said before, this is the reason why I will constantly tell men that you have to look at yourself first, realize where you fucked up, realize where you went wrong, whether you didn't check or correct, whether you didn't lay the ground rules, let the direction be known, and see if she wanted to be a part of that team. Then if you didn't, by all means, you already know how this relationship is going to end. She's going to run shop all over you. You know that. But again, guys, we've got about 27 individuals watching at this particular moment in time. I'd appreciate you guys going ahead, taking a little bit of your time to go ahead and get the likes up on this particular live stream. Dr. Mike would highly appreciate that. I did not leave the link for the shirts in the description area below. By all means, if you want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you come through and spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now you're done. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay. Oahu dude said there's nothing that a good round of booty loo can't cure. Yeah. I mean, getting over the situation is probably easy. My man Byron Hall in the building. What's going on, family? My man Reggie says, see, it's Reginald Graham and Reggie Coleman. There you go. I was saying, I know I saw Reggie twice. All right. I had to catch that one. He says, yes, in that case, he was wrong for videotaping the incident instead of just sitting her down and talking to her and letting her know how he felt about the situation, because apparently it got out of hand. Very true, man. I'm not a big fan of people who record shit in the bad way. It's really some sideways shit. I don't know. My man is, I don't know if it's Mike cool or mate cool, but what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Reporting live from New Mexico. I had a brother who was stationed out there in Clovis, man. He ain't there no more, but he's overseas. But yeah, my brother was in Clovis, New Mexico for a while, in the middle of nowhere, for sure. Byron, you're 100% correct, man. That is something you have to charge to the game, man. I mean, you take the L and you move on. Accept your faults, keep it pushing, keep it moving. My man, the greatest idea says, I have had to walk away from a few Filipinas before my current girl. Not because of me or them, but because we mutually decided it wasn't going anywhere. Differences in cultures and ways of life. That's true. But then again, like I said, with failed relationships, I agree that if it's a mutual breakup, then both sides, there's not really anybody to blame. and it's not really anybody's fault. You just made the conscientious decision to walk away. Nothing wrong with that. But then again, for failed relationships where people want to say this happened and oh, that happened, and this is the reason why it went awry, or this is the reason why the relationship didn't work out. When you start pointing fingers and placing blame, I guess that's when the situation starts to get a little bit out of hand, because everybody's going to see the situation from multiple perspectives. You know how they say there are three sides to every story: your side, her side, and the truth. And I do believe that to be true. Like I said, you see it one way, she'll see it one way, and then in the middle somewhere, you'll find out that maybe both of you were wrong in the end. But again, instead of laying blame, just accept your faults and what happened and move on. That's all I can say. So my man Daniel says, if my relationship fails, I'm pretty sure it will be my fault. Yeah, as most men believe. My man Dante says it was just time for him to move on. I think he had already accepted defeat in that particular situation. If you did not catch the end of the video where he was like, if you want to get the paperwork done in China so it could be done quicker, he said we could go do that. So like I said, I think at that particular moment in time, he had already accepted defeat. So yeah, that's good. You said you want me to make a video about you, man. I don't know about all that, but yeah. My man Dante says the two adults have to work together. Very true. And the thing is, the operative word there in that particular situation, this is the funny part. This is the funny part. And Dante, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, because you said it the exact way that I was hoping that I could peel off a layer too. He said the two adults, let's put air quotes around adults for a second, have to work together. These two adults, however you say it, were acting like fucking children. The girlfriend or the wife or whatever was sitting there playing on the phone like she was an effing teenager. And the kid or the grown man holding the cell phone was sitting there crying like a little bitch, angry, screaming and stuff like that. So from the outside looking in, I'm like, yo, you do realize that y'all both adults, but none of you are acting like one. And neither one of them were acting like adults. And that's the point that needs to be made. I mean, they were acting more childish than most people I know. And they looked like they were old as hell too. Like not too old, but like at least old enough to know that that type of behavior is unbecoming of two individuals trying to actually parent a kid, apparently. I don't know, man. But yeah, that was something that kind of threw me off too. My man Devontae in the building. What's going on, family? He says, I hope the girl I'm with now works out. I think she's going to put it on you. Oh man, don't you just love it? I think your first time is always gonna blow your mind. And I'm not talking about your first time with just women, period, but the first time you actually get a chance to hook up with the girl that you actually want. Yeah, it'll change your life, man. It could either go bad or go good. Best way for me to say it. My man said beaver or leave her. Or why do you killing me? My man Andy says, well, a relationship consists of two equal partners. One cannot maintain without the other. The woman played him from the get-go. She seemed to sense control over him due to his caring demeanor. Okay. I agree, man. She probably took advantage of him being a nice guy. We did a video on that too. The nice guy finishing first. Did you agree, or do you believe that that's possible in the Philippines? That's something else we could talk about. Being too nice could definitely put you in a bad situation as well. And I'm not saying be a dick. I'm just saying, you got to make sure that she knows what is acceptable and what is not. Being the nice guy and always being a giving person could definitely work out against you. That's what I'll say. It could definitely hurt you more than it can help you. Yeah, Andy, you're right. She probably was just a bitch that was playing him consistently. Bola bola is a term used in the Philippines. Oh, he says most long-term expats still don't try to learn. Everybody should know what bola bola is. But I'll let y'all explain that in the chat. I don't feel like trying to explain it. I got to get through these chats real quick. My man Reggie says, me myself, when with dealing with women, I tell them I may have a desire for you, but I don't need you, and you can be replaced. There's too many women in the world. Very true. Happy holidays to you, my man Smoothers. Appreciate you pulling up to the live stream today. John Doe, I knew you were gonna say something like that. Izo says, I am getting a professional camera. You will have to take me to that Burot's place so I can interview those girls. Okay. John Doe believes that is always the Filipinos' fault. All right. I'm getting through the chat. Hey, my man, Seller Steve. Steve, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. Like I said, man, there's every side to every story. There is all, like I said, there's three sides to every story. Your side, her side, and the truth. Can't really can't really deny that one. My man Jeffrey G says there is walang forever, which means there's no such thing as forever. Just gotta find another, man. Very true. Owakudu says, I wouldn't know how to handle a temple situation. You try to talk and she sulks. Best way to handle it, walk away. Walk away. Is Daniel says, is walang forever a good thing in a pina? Depends on how quick you're trying to get rid of her. If you're trying to get rid of her, yes, but if you want to keep her, if she has that thought process, maybe not the best, I guess. I'm just reading comments, guys. You're right though, Mr. Study. I hate some foreigners never really leave their homes. Most of them just stay inside because either it's too hot or they don't really care to get out and get around. And you know, it's sad, but a truth. It's a truth. Owahudu says, what would happen if you force a kiss on a Filipina while she's tampo? She might slap you. But I've done that before to get somebody to shut up. I didn't get slapped. It kind of changed. It actually changed the entire situation. I did that one time just to get somebody to shut up. But yeah. Yes, Daniel, it's already done. I told you I'm not putting that one out for I'll probably put that one out in a couple of weeks. Well, that's good, Mr. Study. Hey, I'm glad that your relationship is working out. I see Christine in the building. What's going on? Your Filipina told you if she is going through tempo, just give her a hug. Well, actually, Christine, you're right. Bola bola is food. That's chicken, I believe. I believe bola bola is chicken. And then yeah, something like that. My man the greatest says, I did blame myself for my very first relationship, though. I felt she was trying too hard, so I left without saying a word. I didn't realize that hurt her more. Later on, we just laughed about it. Mm. Well, I'm glad that you guys can see the bright side in that happening because most girls don't really care. They be mad as hell if you do that. But yeah. Ah, shit. All right, guys. Like I said, man, today's topic is filled relationships with Filipinas, your fault or hers. You have the option of saying, do you believe that it is more your fault or do you believe that it is her fault? Now, I do agree that in certain situations, well, yeah, Bola, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Let me get my thoughts out real quick. In many situations, a lot of men have to look into themselves first, but I do want to make it abundantly clear that there are certain situations where the woman has to look at herself and realize where she fucked up too. Because again, it's not always the foreigner's fault. I just want the foreigner to understand that 90% of the time, when things don't go right, it is our fault. And there is nothing we can do about it. Again, once you lose control of a relationship, that control is gone. You have to know exactly what it takes to make a woman, be a part of the team. You got to know what it takes to how can I say this? You gotta be well aware of what's going on. That's what I'll tell you. A lot of guys don't really pay attention, ironically, to what's going on around them. And that's the scary part. That is the scary part. Because there are a ton of red flags in every relationship that you can see that will let you know, okay, this may not go the way that I want it to. Okay, this may not be exactly what I thought the relationship should be. Or this may not be something that's going to work out in my best interest, and it's best for me to let it go. A lot of guys don't think about that simply because they're blinded by the punai. We know it. We know. We know. We know. Some guys believe that the physical aspect of the relationship is what's going to save the relationship. And that's not it. Okay? I don't care how good the sex is, guys. I'm sorry. I truly don't give a fuck. That is not going to save your relationship. That ain't going to save it. I mean, let's be honest. I know couples who argue all the time. And the only time they're not arguing is when they're participating in activities meant to be behind closed doors. I'll just say it like that. That's the only time when they're not, that's the only time that I've ever seen them in agreement. They're always angry, maybe not yelling, but you can always tell there's some animosity and tension between them. Which makes me wonder, how in the world are you able to be in a physical relationship with the person that you really can't stand to be around when you're not doing it? Like, I'm trying to figure out how that works. But a lot of people believe that that's going to save the relationship, and it's not. Trust me. Shit don't work. Because eventually that's going to get boring. Eventually that's going to become monotonous. Eventually that's going to become something that you're no longer interested in anymore. Or she's no longer interested in anymore. So, that's a lose-lose as well. But again, I've seen relationships fall apart from the beginning. I try to warn people in the beginning that I just don't see how compatible you guys are together. And I'm no damn dating coach. But you know how you could tell people that really don't mesh well? Like when you hang out with them or something like that, like they spend the majority of their time playing with their phones rather than communicating with each other. Those are the types of relationships that I can almost tell you will never work out. I have been on double dates with individuals who seem to spend the majority of the time on their cell phones as opposed to talking to one another. Like, we'll go to the coffee shop, hang out at like a Starbucks, go eat at one of my favorite cafes in Davao City, kick it, chill, have a great time. Me and my girl, we're trying to like interact with them, but it seems as though the only thing that's occupying their time is their cell phones. And to be quite honest, I can only imagine what their relationship is like when we're not around. Because it's like, damn, they don't talk to each other unless we force them to have a conversation. Like, we'll be like, what did you guys do today? Or, what's your plan for the week? How was work? Blah, blah, blah. Like, we have to guide the conversation. Like, I'm thinking to myself, this is what works. Like, everybody being on their cell phone, like, you can tell relationships are going to fail in certain aspects. That's what I will say. And I'm going to leave it at that. My man Jeffrey says, I'll just have to have a good cry and remember I'm a committed bachelor. Rejoice and look for the next girlfriend. Every man should have a good cry. Make sure that cry is behind closed doors. Make sure no other man experiences that cry unless it is your close male friend, somebody you treat like a brother. You can cry in front of your brothers, but don't cry in front of every man, because some guy gonna look at you sideways and wonder why the hell you crying like a little bitch. Okay? So, yeah, I believe that every man deserves to have a good cry, especially if they were invested in a relationship that kind of fell apart. If it was something that you really put a lot of time in and you really wanted it to work out and it didn't, accept the heartache, accept being heartbroken, cry about it. See, everybody likes to believe that you a little bitch if you cry. Everybody likes to believe that if you cry, you're gay or something. Like, you know how guys talk, man. Everybody likes to believe that if you show any level of sensitivity, at all, instead of being masculine and all that stuff. Everybody wants to believe that you're a little bitch and all that shit like that. But I'm telling you right now, I think every man deserves to have a good cry. Every now and again, if you hurt, show it. I'm telling you, sometimes a good cry is the best thing that could ever happen to you. You bounce back and act like ain't nothing happened after that, man. It's almost like when you got a full stomach and you just go to the bathroom and you let it out. It's almost like you a brand new person, right? Stomach don't hurt no more, right? So when you cry about it, yeah, your heart still might be broken, but at the end of the day, you got it out. You got it out your system. Sometimes what works best is if you talk it out with your homeboys. Everybody got a good friend that they can talk it out with. You got to have at least one. One person that'll keep your secrets until the day that you die or until the day that they die. Take your secrets to the grave. You know, no man needs to know everything about you, but I accept guys who go through shit and cry about it. Like if it really makes you feel better, man, do it. Fuck. I know I would. Ain't got no problem with it whatsoever, and I hope that you guys wouldn't have a problem with it either. My man Oahudu says you should always test out the sex before you commit. Sometimes it's just not a good fit. You're funny. You're fucking funny. But yeah, I can feel you on that. You're 3/4 ready to leave your girl. Damn, that's not a good look. That means more. That means 75% chance that you're gonna leave or you're already ready to go. My man Steve says blinded. He said that stuff isn't gonna get you. He said that stuff isn't gonna get it for everything. It's not, man. Shit gonna hurt you. It's gonna get you right. It's gonna mess you up. And I can't. I can't. I can't. I really can't. My man Daniel says finding someone in the U.S. is like a needle in a haystack, but finding a Filipino in the Philippines is like going to a needle factory. I love that one, man. That's a good one to that's a good rule to abide by. My man Devante says, "I agree. Sex is the first date to see if the relationship can be long term." All right. My man says sex gotta be good, otherwise I'm out. Yeah, and it's not gonna save a relationship. That's what I'm saying. Wahoo Dude says I would settle down the rule: no cell phone at the dinner table. We talk or I walk. Very true. My man says social skills in the presence of a foreigner is not a simple thing. I get it. Now in some situations I can understand not being able to be as social because maybe you don't speak very good English or you don't feel like you do, or maybe you're nervous too, because of course English is not their first language. There are ways around that. I mean, it's up to the foreigner to make the woman feel comfortable. That's what I will say. My man, get lost in the building. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through. I appreciate all of y'all coming through. I see we got about 25 individuals watching, maybe 24. Can't really tell. But at the end of the day, I appreciate all of you guys coming through and spending some time with the good doctor today. Go ahead and get those likes up for your boy. He would highly appreciate that. Everybody knows that likes are free. Don't cost you a damn thing. I promise you that. If you guys want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you come through and spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now you're done. So now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Giving a quick shout out to Robust. They did unofficially sponsor this video, as they do all my videos. They ain't sponsored me yet, but when they do, y'all will know. My man Izon said that's in a box full of food, medicine, and clothes. She let the box go to hell instead of just picking it up for herself. She paid for it. Instead of just picking it up herself, she paid for it to be delivered. So yeah, I'd probably be ready to let that go too, because when girls do that, nah, that's bullshit. Nah, I feel you, man. That right there is probably a last straw for me. I try to do something nice for your ass, but you don't. Yeah, I'd probably have to let that go too. Yeah, on to the next one for sure. My man DE in the building. What's going on, family? My man Daniel says, what kind of an idiot would be on their cell phone in a date that would piss me off so much? Oh yeah. Oh, I be getting in my feelings, man. But I'm telling you, they had no chemistry, no conversation whatsoever. Like they were just happy. Just they would say like maybe 2 or 3 words to each other every now and again. Like, oh, what do you want to eat? You know, you want to get something to eat? Like, where do you want to eat at? And shit. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't get it. My man Get Lost says being he said part of being a man is knowing it's okay to express your emotions from time to time. I will cry like a little bitch in my own bedroom and nobody will ever hear about it. I'm telling you, I have zero problems crying if I need to. Cause I'm a grown man and I have emotion. I got feelings too. That's the best way to put it. You are a man and men are allowed to have feelings too. It does not make you no pussy. It just makes you a man. All right. Oahu Dude says, I always cry when my Cowboys lose. You must be doing a lot of crying this season, bro. No disrespect. DE says, don't talk about John Doe like that. Hey, man, John, leave John alone. um, Mr. Storia, he says, most penines turn to their phone instead of communicating with foreigners in the group. Yeah, I see that a lot in group situations, but I kind of felt like they were at least dating as far as I know for at least um as far as I know, they've been together for like 3 months, maybe 6 months or so. So they should have already gotten past all that, you would hope. But I don't know. My man Jeffrey G says, yep, dumping a girl, not good. For you is a relief, like taking a good dump. I'm telling you, man. A good dump will definitely make your mind right. Oh, I'm telling you, make your life so much better. It make your life so much better. So my man, his name is Dallas Corbett Edwards. My man, I don't know if that's your government name, but I appreciate you coming through and showing some love, family. He says powerful message. He says keep sharing out and uploading the videos, man. Anything to help protect the people who went through a bad, horrifying experience. Touche, my G, and I'm here to help my people. I'm telling you, this is all I do it for. People ask me why I do YouTube. Now I do it for you. First, I started out doing it for myself because I was feeling bad about missing the Philippines. Now it's all about what I can do to help others who have gone through bad experiences, bad relationships, looking to go to the Philippines. Any knowledge I can provide for you guys. I am one open book. I even have my own ebooks. Hint, hint, and my own paperback books. For any of you guys interested in getting Dr. Mike's paperback books, we got 4 of them available on Amazon.com. You can find those links in the description area of my regular videos, not my live streams. We have Dr. Mike's. I'm sorry, Mike the PI's quick guide for first timers to the Philippines. Just a quick way to get you guys started in the country. Just some quick layout things, the things that I think would be pertinent for you to know when it's your first trip. You can even enjoy it on your second or third trip. There is always something new to learn about experiences in the Philippines. Then I have the book for empowering Black men to travel more. Wrote that for my own people, but then again, I didn't leave everybody behind. So I wrote a book on why all men should travel more. That covers everybody. And also, I wrote my favorite book of all time. And if you have not read The Prescription, you guys have no idea what the fuck you're missing. The Prescription for guys interested in dating Filipinas or Philippine women. Definitely a hell of a good read. Matter of fact, man, I check my analytics and stuff, man, and people have been buying that book more than I ever expected, man. I guess it makes a good gift around Christmas time. So at the end of the day, they are available at your disposal. Awahudu says, do you tip a date after booty? No. Why would you do that for? No. My man Rain Man in the building. It's been a while, man. I guess you've been caught up with your work, man. I appreciate you coming through. Eyes on. You tell me that you're crying in one of your videos. I don't think that I would ever cry in a video, but what I will do is cry in the comforts of my own home. I'll do that though. Yeah, I think Filipinos respect a good cry too, man. I think every man should respect the man that cries. I don't give a fuck, man. I'll cry if I need to. Awahudu says, I think it makes a difference if you learn her language, at least Tagalog. Yeah, a little bit of the language would definitely hurt, would definitely make you feel better. It'll definitely make the situation a little bit easier and make the language barrier a little bit easier to cross as well. Izon says, I know a guy named the Steelers suck. You know what? Who's trying to get blocked today? Don't you be talking about my favorite team. Don't do it. Not today. I'm trying to have a heart to heart with my people and explain to y'all why relationships fail and shit. And y'all got to go out here with on some sideways bullshit, talking out the side of your neck, talk about my Steelers. See, we won't even talk about football. I'm just fucking with y'all. Oahu Dude says the trait women find the most attractive is strength. So don't be too wussy with your crying. I told you, if you're gonna cry, cry by yourself. I would never cry in front of a woman. What the fuck? Why? I don't believe crying in front of a woman is a good look. I will never cry in front of a woman. I'll cry in front of my girl if I got to. But at the end of the day, anytime I've ever cried is few and far between, man. But that's because I've known her forever. I cry in front of her. She don't give a fuck. And she knows who she dealing with when she dealing with me. So that's a whole different story. But if your relationship is fresh, I would never tell you to cry in front of your woman. But always find somebody you can cry to. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your close homeboy. But everybody needs to have a good cry when things go wrong. And don't be afraid to do so. Be a man, cry a little. That's the best way for me to put it. Don't be crying. I mean, you could cry about it, man. I won't judge you. Shit, hold on. All right, hold on. I gotta turn my volumes back up. I'm doing too much. There we go. All right. Hope y'all can still hear me. Okay. My man Dallas says one love for the shout out, man. He said it's my real name and it's all good. But Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you guys in advance. The good doc. Sorry if my mic is too close. Yeah, good doc's gonna have a good Christmas, man. Just kicking it, doing what I do best. Don't even know if I'm gonna have any videos, but I probably will because I can't stop uploading. But like I said, Dallas, once you're a part of the family, you are family for life, my dude. So welcome yourself to the channel and welcome yourself to the brighter side of life. I like to tell people that this here is probably one of the best channels you'll ever come across. Not a lot of negativity over here. Everything seems to be positive, and we just pop off. We talk our shit. Everybody seems to get out their emotions and their feelings, and we keep it moving. We keep it moving and we keep it grooving. All right. So my man Oahu says, by the way, Christmas in Angeli sucks. A lot of the girls go back to their province. Bruh, is that all you're worried about? Really? They're not allowed to have families now. They gotta be on the job. They gotta be on the job 24/7, huh? My man Daniel says, is it true breaking up is like getting scratched by a cat, but divorce is like getting raped by a bear? Probably, but I've never been divorced or married, so I have no idea what it's like. And I hope that shit never happens to me because that sounds horrible. Okay, so Eyes you said your girl did that to you twice. She left that box twice that you sent her for your goddaughter. Oh, she got to go, man. But then you have to figure out a way to get what your goddaughter needs when she needs it, since you're no longer entertaining the idea of being with the mother. So yeah, you got to work that out. Oh, okay, so my man Rain Man's been busy going to Simbangabi. Okay. This past week, so not home during your stream, 7 p.m. during the week. All right, not a problem, man. Like I said, the streams are always there should you care to sit around for an hour and listen to me pop off and talk my shit. But if you don't, you can always come through whenever you can make it through. Everybody be all right. My man Smooth Riff says, I tried, but then I cried. I miss my Filipina. You good, man. I feel you. But my man Dennis is back. What's going on, man? I love Dennis. My guy Dennis right there reviewing, playing, and more RPM. He makes great videos on like computer stuff, and I love it, man. So I appreciate you coming through, man. Like I said, we kind of became friendly when we kind of became friends through, that whole thing we were going through back in February. So yeah, appreciate you, Dennis, man. Always a pleasure to have you in the building. Oahu Dude says, best secret, girls light up whenever I try to speak to God. Look, always brings out good times. Very true. Very true. My man Serge A says, my girlfriend to be said to me, you're leaving me, you forgot me. I'm trying to make her understand that the relationship has not started. Damn. My man Dame says, while living in the Philippines, has a woman ever broke up with you in a past relationship? That's a good question. Yes. Oh my God, yes. I have been broken up with before. I have been broken up with before. Now, let me make this abundantly clear. I haven't been in like a serious long-term relationship like I'm in right now ever. But there have been casual relationships that I have been in with women where I did feel a certain kind of way because they just like stopped fucking with me. I have. I've been in situations like that. Like I always want to know, like if a relationship falls apart with me, I'm the type of person I gotta know what went wrong so I can at least correct my shit. That's the type of person that I am. As a man, I want to know what did I do wrong and how can I make it work? Like how did I fuck up? Now, some people may call that simp shit, but I'm just the type of person I need to know so I know what mistakes to avoid the next time around. But when she just dipped, like she just left, ah man, your boy was in his feelings, bruh. I mean, I was like, yo, I almost cried when I got left, and I wasn't even in a real relationship. It was the craziest thing. I did. But I'm real with my shit because I don't care. I don't care. I truly don't. Like I said, my bounce back is real easy, but in the moment, it does hurt. And yes, I have been broken up with before. It just wasn't like an official relationship. Like you're my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend, like my current situation. But yeah, before it was just like she was really a sweet person. You know, I'll be real with you. She was really good to me. Like she took care of your boy, you know, the whole nine. She did what she was supposed to do, and then something transpired that she couldn't forgive. And then, you know, we just ended up having to call it quits. But yeah, I was in my feelings, man. I've been in a relationship like that, yeah. So Damon, thanks for the question, man. But yes, that has happened to me before. My man MD said he's loving the topic, man. I appreciate you enjoying your time over here. Glad to see you guys coming in the building when you do, man. You guys don't know what that means to me. You have no idea what it means to me to have you guys come in here and listen to me pop off and talk my shit just to have fun with it. And you guys sit here and listen to me talk. So I respect all of you who take a little bit of your time out of your day to come through and spend some time with the good doctor. As always, you are appreciated. And as always, you know, once you're part of the family, you are part of the family for life. And when you are part of the family, all I ever ask you to do is get them likes up for you, boy. That is all you are required to do. 27 people watching. Let's go ahead and get those likes up for the good doc. He would highly appreciate that one. My man Daniel says most expats don't learn the language because most Filipinos speak English. True. But the problem is you just don't know how good you'll have it if you choose to learn even a little bit of the language. You don't even have to master it. Know just enough to carry a small conversation or to be able to let a Filipino know that you're trying. Even though they know you're trying, that shit works in so many ways. I'm telling you. Christmas in the Philippines is way better than that and than the US. I was about to say way better in Davao, but Davao is in the Philippines. But yeah, Christmas in the Philippines is way better than the US for sure. Eyes on, I've never seen a Filipino do that on a Jeep. I'm sorry. Never seen it. Oahu dude said he got his own secret moves. That's what's up. Um, MD says penines don't usually leave easily though. They seem to be hard to get rid of. Yes. Oh, yes. You can't get rid of them. If you're good to them, they won't go nowhere. They won't. They truly won't. They truly don't go nowhere. Daniel asked me, why do Filipinos randomly stop sending messages? They found somebody else to occupy their time. They find somebody else to occupy their time. MD, you are 100% correct. The good doc needed some closure. That's the only thing that pissed me off. If a relationship is open-ended, I can't stand that shit. Tell me so I know. I can't live my life not knowing, man. That shit happened to me. Your boy was in his feelings, yo, for a minute. Cause my mind is thinking, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Cause I know it was something I did. I know it was something I did. You know, it actually, you know what, now that I think about it, see, revelations, man. Now that I think about it, it may not have been me. there have been situations that I do know of wherein, yeah, I'm not going in depth on that one. Hello? Ah, shit, my bad, guys. But like I said, I'm sorry. Let me scroll back up. I lost my spot. Yeah, it might need a closure. Nothing I hate worse than closure, than not getting it. Um, a Wahoo dude says P9 stop messaging because they found someone better. Yeah, they found somebody else to occupy their time. That's exactly one of the main reasons, if not all the reasons. But yeah, that's the main reason why a girl will stop talking to you. My man, the greatest, says it sucks. Had to change my number several times. Okay. My man Dennis says sometimes you can be in a real relationship and not even know it. That is very true too. That is very true. You can be in a relationship and it catch you by storm. Sometimes you could be in a you could be casually with a young lady, and then all of a sudden she's like introducing you as her like boyfriend and stuff. You be like, whoa, wait a minute. When did we when did we make this decision? You feel me? I've seen that happen too. All right, my man Byron's about to cash out, man. I see you, bro. My man Daniel says I feel Mike, man. I'm hurting inside. But yeah, once the relationship you may not have known was a real one, once they leave, that's when you realize it was real. MD asks, do they fall in love easily? Yes, they truly do. The ones that I've noticed and experienced, yeah, they do fall in love rather easily. Or I shouldn't say they fall in love, but they rather fall in lust and infatuation, like we discussed on the last live stream. They are infatuated with a lot of people, and I guess that could turn into love. Because when they are infatuated, they very rarely fall out of that. So it could turn to love, I guess. But sometimes I do see them falling in love rather quickly. My man Daniel says, have I ever been cheated on? That I know of? Nah. There could have been somebody who cheated on me in the past, but I didn't know it. So, but if I did get cheated on, how would I react? You know what? I just have to say, you know what? Fuck it. There's nothing I can do about it. If you get cheated on, you get cheated on, man. I would want to know, what did I do wrong to deserve that shit? But then once I know what I did wrong to deserve getting cheated on, I can only chalk it up to the game and accept it. It's not to say that I wouldn't be upset about it. It's not to say that I wouldn't have my moment over the situation. But once you sit down and realize that maybe I did something wrong or something, yeah, maybe I'll be able to get over it. But in the moment, I'd probably be mad, no different than anybody else who gets cheated on, I guess. Cowboys just so they can fall in love with them one day. I do agree. That's a high probability. Oahu Do says, if you're a foreigner, the Filipino will find it harder to let you go. I do agree. MD says, my fiance fell in love so fast. It's been 5 years and we're still going strong. Hey, man, much love to you and much respect on that one, man. 5 years strong, man. 5 years strong. More power to you, brother. Eyes on said, Doc, have you ever seen a girl do the bulldogs dance in a very short skirt? Have I seen? Unless they were in the video that I put up today, nah, man. But you know what? You could probably find a girl in the bar do the bulldogs dance. I don't know. Oh yeah, my sound was out, guys. I'm sorry. That was me. That was me. I'm sorry. This is a family. Like I said, man. This year is a family. Awahudu said, I asked my cute young maid if she needed a massage. Not allowed, sir. Really? I'm sorry. That's funny. When she said it's not allowed, that means she's a professional and when she's about her shit. I respect that. Delvante says she told me I can't go anywhere without her. Can easily be a lifetime thriller. Hmm. My man Daniel says, do you think most Pinoys go for other Pinoys or find other foreigners? It depends on what their relationship was like with the foreigner. If the relationship with the foreigner was bad, most of the time they just stick to their own after that. But if you're the first foreigner that Filipina has ever been with, it's up to you to set the bar. It's up to you to set the pace and set what it's going to be like. And then from there, I don't know if a Filipina she makes the decision that she makes them. She would probably be willing to try another foreigner because maybe she's smart enough to know that all men are not alike. Yeah, that's the best way to that's the best way to say it, I guess. All Filipinos are not alike, and all foreigners are not alike. So, yeah. Excuse me. My man, the greatest says on the real though, why do Pinoys ignore their men? They don't really ignore their men. I don't see that. I mean, a lot of people like to believe that, oh, the Filipino always just wants the foreigner. That is highly false. That is a very, very fallacious, if that's the word I'm looking for. It's a fallacy or whatever. That is a very, very false statement because I've known many Filipinas that are in relationships with Filipino men, and they're not going to cheat on their man with a foreigner, even if they have the opportunity to be with one. They remain loyal to who they're with. So you're not going to take a Filipina from a Filipino guy. That shit just don't happen that way like most people like to believe that it possibly could. But I have seen some situations where Filipinos are happy with their own kind. So it's not all the time. It's just that from our perspective on the outside looking in, we kind of see them giving more attention to the foreigner now, but them local guys still get it in. They get it in more than we do. Let's make it abundantly clear. So they don't ignore all of them, but they may ignore a couple or quite a few. Well, MD, welcome to to the reality that many of us have to face as being men in our own home countries. Oahudu says every Filipino I asked so far prefer foreign over local men. Well, if you ask bar girls, yeah, I can see a bar girl saying some shit like that. He says even if the foreigner was fat and old and the Filipino was young and handsome. Mm, mm-mm. Like I said, but to say that they only choose the foreigner or they'll always choose the foreigner over the Filipino, that's not highly accurate. You might get that on a few occasions, but that's not always accurate. Mm. Get Lost Vlog says, do we believe that Pinoys cheat a lot? No, but do they cheat? Yes. I wouldn't say they cheat a lot, but there are quite a few that'll get in on you if you allow it to happen. So anything can happen. I think everybody cheats, man. I mean Filipinas, foreigners, I mean any race of any people, you'll find somebody who cheats. So, you know, it's the sins of the flesh, what they like to say. It is possible, man. There are Filipinas that don't care for foreigners. That's just truth. So Oahu Dude says one thing great about bar girls are their scantily clad outfits. You see everything and you know what you're paying for. All right. My man, the greatest says 80% P9s believe in one man only, very faithful. I'm not sure if it's 80%, but I do agree with the statement. I'm not sure of the numbers, but I do agree with the statements. My man Daniel says I have a few Filipino male friends that do very well. Yeah, me too. I know a couple of guys that really get some good women, so that's why I hang with them. Fuck it. That's why I hang with them. My man Cal Winston says, "You mean the penalized who are looking for foreigners? Those are the ones that'll definitely find the foreigners. But at the end of the day, there are some that aren't looking to be in relationships with us. Maybe because they think that we just cheat and do all of this excess stuff that they hear uh, in other relationships and stuff, I guess. So, yeah." Mr. Studia made it abundantly clear that Pinoys, as in the men, cheat a lot, but not the penized. Got you. Oahu, dude, I feel your pain, my brother. I feel your pain. You get cheated on every day. Oh, man. You know what's funny? I think, you know what makes me laugh? I think about your face when you walk into the bar and you're looking for your girl and they say, "Oh, she's already out for the night." I can only imagine how heartbroken you are whenever you have to leave the bar empty-handed. And it's not funny, but it's just something that I'm imagining like right now. Like you go in the bar all happy and shit to see your girl, and then you turn around and somebody tells you that she's already been taken out, and you have like you have that look on your face like you want to drop a tear but you can't. Even though I'm just fucking with you, but that's just something that runs through my mind, man. I hope that your life plays out exactly the way that you wanted to. We love you, man. I sincerely do. My man Daniel says, "I know a Pinoy that cheats on his wife after their second kid and seems to be happy about it." I don't like guys that brag about cheating. That's not cool, bro. Oahu, dude, sometimes they just don't want us, man. But she's a professional, and I gotta respect that. I gotta respect that. I love a professional woman. A woman that's going to tell you, "Nah, no touching allowed." That's like the strip clubs, the professional strip clubs in the United States. No touching, right? So she's telling you straight up, man, the massage is not allowed, sir. At least she was respectful about it though. Cal Winston, you're right, man. It is everyday business, man. But they do love a good scandal. I made a video about that. People actually watched that video and got mad at me over it. I thought that was a good video. I made a video about Filipinas loving a good scandal. Just checking my most viewed videos. If there's a place for that. I remember that video. It was pretty funny. Get lost. That's a good point. Many of them do have those complaints about their own men. Wahoo, dude, man. You can't keep saying shit like that. That's kind of funny and kind of fucked up at the exact same time. But I'm pretty sure you are a man that can hold your own. So I'm rooting for you, my dude. I'm rooting for you. I always got your back, man. That was my favorite video, man. Filipinas love a good scandal, man. Cause they do. Tell me what Filipina or Filipino in general doesn't like a good scandal, especially if a foreigner is involved. But they was hating on that video. I think I got like a lot of dislikes. So I think I got just about as many dislikes on that video as I got likes on that video. Was I mad? A little bit. I was like, man, how y'all gonna hate on that video? That was my shit. I thought that was gonna be a game changer. My bad. Hold on. I forgot my password. What is my password? I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. I gotta log into something real quick, and I don't know my way around it. Is that the right password? Damn it! If I fuck up again, they're gonna. Never mind. Screw it. Okay. I was talking to myself out loud. Cal Winston says P-Nice love drama. I agree. That's why they're so invested in their telenovelas and shit like that. The stuff that they're having their dramas and stuff. Yeah, they're invested in that stuff. Yep. When they watch K dramas, man, it's the end of the world. All this other like Filipinas are obsessed with TV shows and movies that depict the man in a relationship with another woman. They are obsessed with that particular genre, the other woman type genre. Like that's a popular thing. And those movies, when they come out in the theaters, they do well in the box office. When they come on TV, those are the shows that are the highly rated shows and stuff like that. Matter of fact, if I am still, yes, there's a TV show on ABS CBN with Jericho Rosales. I think it still comes on. Jericho Rosales and Sam Milby, and there's these two other girls, and basically they end up switching wives, kind of like they play it out, but ultimately Jericho Rosales ends up with Sam Milby's wife, and Sam Milby ends up with Jericho Rosales' wife. Like they end up hooking up and kissing and all that shit. So that's the type of shit they love to hear. I mean, what can we do? I mean, that's what they're infatuated about. That's all I can say. Man, Wahudu says, any suggestions on my next move on my cute maid? Just let it go, bruh. Just let it go, man. Let the maid go. Let her do her job. You don't want to have a dirty house because she ain't doing it right. So let her do her job, man. That's what I'll tell you to do. Izor, you in love with the Budos video, man? You got that video on repeat? I got like over 100 views. You're probably all 100 views, but that's what's up, man. I appreciate it. I enjoyed the video too, man. I think it was a part of the culture as far as I'm concerned. The dance is interesting to me, and I see it all the time, and I felt like I wanted to, just share it with you guys. My man MD says some Asian women do love black men, some don't. He says he said I'm not talking just about Filipinas. Every time I go to the Philippines, I always meet one Asian woman on the plane that could have given me some play. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I enjoy it. I would take it and accept it as is. Well, you're a good man. You're a good man, because I would have joined the Mile High Club, dude. No doubt on that one. Cal Winston says, because it's true life on TV. Exactly. It is reality played in cinematography. And they love it. That's true. So that's why they're attracted to such topics of conversation. Or such I'm sorry, that's why they're attracted to these particular topics when they come out in movies and stuff. Oahu dude, don't make your maid feel uncomfortable, please. Don't make her get uncomfortable. That's what I'll say. Get lost. Do your thing, man. Hey Liz, long time no see. Appreciate you being here. My man Cal says they are told not to do anything with the guests. Every day they have guests hitting on them to try to fulfill some fantasy. That's true. Gotta be careful. Well, those Korean men actually have a lot of plastic surgery and they wear a lot of makeup. So they may take on some feminine attributes, but Filipinos love that shit. All right, guys. I feel like we've touched on everything humanly possible in this particular live stream. I think we've had our fair share of fun. The year-end deadlines. That's true. It's always a pleasure to have you here, Liz. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, those year-end deadlines ain't nothing to play with, especially in school. Got to get the grades in for the children, for the children, and all of the above. So, guys, I appreciate all of you guys being here. I'm gonna run through my shout outs. It's been a while since I've been able to do my shout outs, so I'm gonna give you guys the shout outs, and I'm going to touch everybody in the chat in a way that they so rightfully deserve. So shouting out to my man Dennis. I see eyes on. Miss Lizzie, we love you. Oahu dude, I appreciate you being here. MD, Eyes on. I know I got you. I'm seeing a lot of repeat. Get Lost Vlogs. My man Cal Winston. I appreciate you being here. Um, if I miss your name, leave it down at the bottom. The greatest. That's what I'm gonna call you. But full name, greatest idea, the one and only. Appreciate you being here. Uh, like I said, if I miss you, my man Daniel, as always, appreciate you being here. Oahu dude, if I didn't catch you, I'm getting you now. I might say some names in repeat, but that just means you're getting shouted out. You're getting some double love from the good doc today. Mr. Stodieje, always a pleasure, man. Let's see who we got. I'm gonna get you all. My man Delvante, appreciate you being here, my brother. I'm gonna make sure I touch all of y'all. My man Byron was in the building, man. I don't know if he's still with us. I think he's out, but appreciate you being here. My man Dane Be Cool. What's going on, family? My man Serge A. Appreciate you. Smooth Riffs. I see you, my man Rain, man. Appreciate you being here. I know my man Dallas Corbett Edwards. I'm gonna have to call you by your full name, man. I appreciate you being here and appreciate you commenting, man. Thank you for being a part of the team, man. We love you over here. You are always an accepted member of the Dr. Mike TV family. All you have to do is reach out to me, email if you ever have any questions. Would be glad to help, be glad to chop it up with you and you know, stuff like that. Let me see who else we got here. My man Jeffrey G, what's going on? My man DE was in the building. I know John Doe was in the building. I know my man Terry Edwards was in the building. Cause I can't scroll all the way up, guys. I am so disappointed. I can't scroll all the way back up to the top like I want to. I gotta see who else made it in the building. I hope I can get it right. Nope. I'm caught. If I missed you guys, you gotta leave your name down at the bottom because I missed out, guys. I'm so sorry. I gotta apologize. I can't scroll all the way back up to the top. Yeah, the good doc's gonna go ahead and call it an evening, man. We've been on for probably about an hour and 30 minutes. That's more than enough time to spread my wings and fly, baby, fly. Get all of my information out and get my work, get everything that I needed to get done. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys being a part of the team. Yes, it is officially over, man. I have to call it quits, man. Well, let's see what I'm gonna try to come on tomorrow, guys. But final thoughts before I shut the show down. Guys, when it comes to failed relationships, the only thing that we can possibly do is accept what we did wrong and move on. At the end of the day, we cannot help, nor can we try to change the minds of somebody else when they did wrong. Whether you know they did wrong or not, you accept what you did and you move and you just get over it. All right, that's the best thing that we can do. Because all we can do is learn from our previous mistakes. That's all I'll tell you. If you're not man enough to learn from previous mistakes, then you're pretty much not man enough to be in a relationship at all. I believe that us as men, we have to look inward instead of looking outward. Point the finger at oneself first, see what we can do to make our lives better before we start sitting there and saying that this is the reason that this is happening to us. You're the reason, this, that, and the other. All right. So when we ask the question, failed relationships with Filipinas, is it your fault or hers? It could actually go either way. But I just want you to be able to accept what you did wrong and accept that part. Everything else is something that you cannot change. You cannot change the behavior of other people. You can only change your own behavior. All right. And with that being said, I believe the good doctor has touched everybody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. Shout out to my man, Lost to No Man. I know I didn't catch him earlier, but that is it. I believe that the good doctor has officially spoken his mind. So with that being said, the good doctor is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means we are going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mga kita. Mabuhay. Peace.